Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to show you a motion offense that can be run at the middle school level or high school level. Really, I think for the high school, JV would probably be more beneficial. This is why we transitioned it from our varsity offense to just a JV offense, and now our varsity is a little bit more complex to kind of give our guys more options and not be so predictable on the court. But as far as middle school guys, if you're just trying to give them some options to play out of, this can work against a man, works really well against a zone, of course, and just a basic continuity offense, kind of a modified version of the triangle offense. Okay, so we start off with our two bigs. At the first hash mark, we try to keep them a little bit further up as opposed to right down on the block to start. And then we get a two guard front, and what will happen is it's triggered off by your point guard either passing the ball to a wing or pushing someone to the corner. So if the ball's passed to the wing, what will happen is that guard will go to the corner. If they can't make a pass, they just simply dribble over to that guard, who then goes to the corner, and then that point guard will end up here, and the same thing on the opposite side. And then in this situation, as you can see here, the pass is going to be allowed so that one would go to the ball side corner. Opposite big man is going to flash up high to replace. And now, as you see here, we've formed a triangle between these three players, and we've formed a triangle with these three players. We've even formed one here, a little bit more stretched out. Okay, so then what will happen here is the options are to pass the ball to the paint, pass the ball to the corner, or swing the ball around. If the ball gets to the paint, what we teach our guys on this offense is we send this opposite guard to dive backdoor, and if he doesn't have a good shot for his post-up move, another option is to give it backdoor here. If they don't get it, he would come and bump the one guy out of the corner who would come over the top for a handoff, and if not, he would end up back here. So in this situation, what happens is the continuity of it, he passes to the top. They're going to swing the ball around. So he swings the ball around. What will happen is the opposite guard is going to flash to the opposite block for a split second, look for the ball, and if he or she doesn't get it, he ends up in the corner. So as you see here, not open, goes to the corner. Now what's going to happen next is the guy who is up top is going to now fill and replace his spot, and going to be replaced by the opposite big here. And then the guy who was in the corner now fills on the wing. So now you notice that we have the same setup as we did on the opposite side of the floor once we reverse the ball around. Okay, so if the ball is reversed again, okay, what's going to happen? 3 is going to cut through. Once the ball is hit to the opposite wing, not open, 5 will dive, 4 will flash, 2 will come up to that wing. And as basic and simple as this sounds, guys, against a zone or man-to-man, especially at the lower level, middle school, JV, this is a very good offense for kids who are just starting to kind of get the hang of things and trying to learn and get some movement out of an offense. This is a very good offense for them to run. So now I want to show you what happens again if the ball's entered into the post. That opposite guard is going to go back door. If he or she's not open, he or she bumps to the corner. Corner person is going to bump over the top. If they're open, they can get the ball for a score. If not, they just replace, and then we're still in our set here as we were before. Okay, if the ball gets popped to the top here, the big man down low is going to flash in the middle and look to get the ball. If they get the ball there, they can turn and score. And this was actually if you have some good big men, this is a great option here once you work the ball around enough, because this gets the defense out of position. And we've scored a lot of points playing the 2-man game with our 4 and our 5-man on this option here. Okay, and of course, when the ball enters into the post, the backdoor option is another great option. So I want to show you from first step, just see if you can kind of get the basic continuity of it. We're going to go in slow motion, and I'll let you kind of check it out and see if you can figure out what happens next. And there it is, guys. So there are some, and you can kind of modify it for your team. You know, obviously when we get the ball in the corners, we teach our guys that there's a pick and roll option there. We teach there's really a pick and roll option anywhere. Anytime the ball is brought to the outside of the perimeter, this guy that's down low can opt to do a pick and roll. So even if 4 gets the ball up here, 5 can go up and screen. They have a little pick and roll option there. If the ball's reversed to 3, 1 can cut through. And before this guy dives, this guy can come over and set a pick on him if he wants. But for the most part, we try to keep it continuous and kind of have the same thing. That way the kids don't get too confused at that lower level. But this is a good introductory offense for, you know, again, for middle school, JV, and especially if you're trying to implement some form of triangle offense in your program. But that's what we run for our JV team, and it kind of gets them ready to get to that varsity level where we run a more complex version of the triangle.